What is going on, everybody? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and I am here back live here at the Leo King Studios on August the 1st of 2017. We finally made it to August of 2017. I know we've all been waiting for August. If you follow astrology or if you got your head in the sand, let me tell you, we've all been waiting for August in the astrology community because it's like there is so much going on in August. It's almost holy moly, you know, it's like the big month of the year. I mean, there's a lot of other things going on in 2017. We ain't even through the big stuff yet. Or I could better say that August is the beginning of the big stuff, because if you just look at September into October and into November and then that big turning point that is December, holy moly, we're getting ready. So, you know, I'm fired up for this live. I hope you're fired up too, because we got a lot to talk about on this live, baby. Trying to bring some Leo positivity to this place, you know. Geez, there's not enough of it around in the world sometimes. You know, there's so much fear out there. And actually, I just did a really awesome new video on my YouTube, and you should see it here on my Facebook, where I did a channeled video on the beach yesterday all about getting into your heart more and all about really living into the pure heart. And I think that that is so important right now, not only just because of all the Leo energy that we need to step into and so forth, but just overall right now, this is what the world needs. We all need to spread more love. We all need to be more happier. We all need to find that happiness that's truly inside. We all need to find a way to right now really light that fire back up, because you know what? If you look beyond and you look past and you look at our past and you look at all of the spiritual evolutions we've all been going through, we are at a massive point of massive ascension. And what does ascension even mean? Ascension means rising higher. You know, it's so funny. All these documentaries and all these videos and all this fear stuff all over the place, and I'll say shit, all this fear shit everywhere, is all about how humanity keeps going down. Well, in my opinion, in the way that I look at life, humanity keeps rising up and keeps doing amazing things. I'm able to sit here on my fucking ass and have multiple cameras and computers show up and put it at and make all this shit happen. I don't know. I couldn't have done this shit fucking 4 years ago. Let me tell you that. Couldn't get on my desktop screen and show you what's going on. I couldn't do that live. Jeez, it's like crazy. You know, there's all these amazing things happening in the world. I just talked to my one buddy, and he talked about his journeys to Japan and Vietnam and all the great things that are going around the world. I mean, the whole world right now is through this awesome ascension point. Humanity is becoming empowered and stronger and wiser, but yet all we see everywhere is how negative humanity is and how it's destroying the world and how... If you want to buy that, buy that. But there is a massive, beautiful world that the universe is trying to direct everybody to, and you have to love it. It's not by making changes in these complicated, crazy situations where we need to get a microscope out and we need to figure it out. That's why the South Node is in fucking Aquarius, everybody. It's going to show the underbelly and what not to do. But we are physically manifesting this idea that we need to fix the world, when more importantly, we just need to love it, and we need to love humanity and love ourselves. We all need to love who we are, where we've made it. We need to achieve in our accomplishments of what we've already done. We have forgotten about that for some reason. And so why do you think everybody's wondering how shitty the world is? It's because it's being told by all these lenses of all these people who aren't loving themselves about how shitty it is. I had a comment on my YouTube today telling me about, like, must be nice for you because you ain't living in this kind of America the same way I'm living in it. And started to get all racist on me. And like, I was like, oh my gosh. Now, I am totally sensitive to people, and I am totally sensitive to their own stuff when it comes to their reality. And, you know, of course, I believe there are injustices in this world, and there's a million things of, you know, that could not make your life go well. But there is one thing that trumps all that in the world, and that is you have the power to be happy. You have the power to love the universe in front of you. You have the power to make the greatest life you've ever wanted ever. No excuses, no race excuses, no excuses on anything. It doesn't matter if you come from the worst country in the world or you fucking were born in the ocean and you live in a fucking boat in the middle of nowhere. I bet you could find a way to sail that boat to shore and make a great life on a palm tree and get some coconuts. It's like, come on, people. That's what Leo is all about. And we are in some Leo fucking city, baby. Let's take a look at the astrology. Because, you know, it's like, this is the only thing that I can really do is try to explain it all to you people this way. So, we've had this Sun and Mars energy for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, okay? It's been intense. I think it was really hard for people last week because Mars, remember, is a malefic planet, which means that it is not the easiest. I can't even spell malefic. Who cares? It's not a fun planet, but it does have its positives. It does get to the point of identifying things, okay? So the idea of things have been very clear and what makes you happy, what's not going to make you happy. And now there's some major questions this week. We have got the big news of Uranus going retrograde on August 3rd. So on Thursday, the planet Uranus is going retrograde in a fire sign of Aries. Now, Uranus, of course, rules innovation, reinvention, a higher rising. We have reached this high ascension point in our humanity and in our identity and who we want to be and what we want. But with it going retrograde, it's time to relook. How can we make it better? And it's interesting because this is the first time we've ever experienced Uranus retrograde while we have the South Node in Aquarius, which guess what? Aquarius is Uranus's home. So this is the first time that Uranus is going backwards in a stationary retrograde while we have this aspect here. It's also going retrograde at the same time that the planet Jupiter, which is the biggest planet, let's get a circle going, is going to square Pluto exactly. Look at this. If you actually read this, look at this. 1731. I can actually zoom in. Look at that. We are getting much more intense here at Leo King headquarters now. Boom. 1730 motherfucking 1. What is this over here? 17 motherfucking 31. On the day within 24 hours of Uranus going stationary retrograde. This is huge. Huge. And this is all while we are building up. Look at the moon. It is exactly ready for the lunar eclipse, which is on August 7th. Okay, so you can feel it in the air, people. Holy cow. August 1st literally is a day of like, there's all this shit about to go down. And Jupiter square Pluto is the ultimate transformational force. It is the brutality of making sure that we find a more positive, more hopeful existence by making extreme changes, by getting down to the point of some very deep shit that we need to change, that we need to be honest about, that we need to ascend higher, that we need to love more, that we need to engage more. You know, there's too much of this like, I don't know what it is in the universe right now, but I think a lot of it has to deal with the South Node in Aquarius and the fact that we're having eclipses coming in Aquarius and you can feel the energy. It's like people are trying to like overly analyze situations when they just need to fucking know what their heart says and follow their heart and love it more. And Jupiter square Pluto is a really weird wire act because Pluto's in Capricorn going like, I want to accomplish things. I want to make this thing happen. I want to reach the top. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's keep digging deeper. Just keep drilling more. Drill more. Drill. Drill. And Jupiter squaring it being like, okay, if we drill too much, we might, pop the whole thing. But on top of that, it's like, why don't we also see where we can find some harmony and beauty in life? And I think that there's this, we can have it both ways. We can still get on target with where we want to go in our life, but we can still find balance and beauty and greatness and happiness and all that shit at the same time. It doesn't need to be this like do or die, negative or only the best world. It's like there's this idea rolling around the world, especially with this Neptune Pisces energy going on in retrograde, like that, especially Neptune and Pisces has always dealt with separation for some reason and isolation of between beautiful sides of life. And I think that a lot of it is there's this like separation of, oh yeah, I know the best way to live this life and you don't. And I know the best way to go this way and you don't. Nobody fucking knows the best way. We're all supposed to be on this motherfucking place together. All like having a fucking time and figuring it out together. This isn't you over there in that corner know it better than I do, and I know it better than that guy in that corner. It's like, no. Uranus retrograde is the realization that our egos do not know. Our egos need to not attach to this over-idealization of, I know what's best for everything in the world and everybody. It's like, relax. That person probably is figuring out the way that they know how to do it as best as they fucking can. Let them do it. Why are you so concerned about every audience member? Why don't you just be concerned about doing the play? It's like being on stage. Like, do you think I'm concerned about what you're all going to think? No, I'm just going to do my thing. I'm showing up. And every moment that I look over, oh, I gained another 100 people. Oh, I gained another 100 people. I'm not going to worry if it goes down to 1. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep doing what I'm feeling is in my heart because all that's doing is in the moment spreading positivity. And we're at a time in life where people are afraid to spread their positivity. They're too worried about what other people think. They're too worried. You know, I've had 4 people in the last 2 months tell me the same thing. I'm afraid to post, David, on Facebook because what happens if only 2 people like it? What do you think people will think? I go, do you really think people actually look at that kind of shit? Are you really basing your whole entire life off what people will think that people only liked it how many times? Like, share your love. Some people might not like it. Some people will love it. Who cares? If 2 people love it so much it changed their life, opposed to 500 people who are just bored and push like, I'd take those 2 fucking people any day of the week. I mean, I'm going crazy because the world is at a place to where it actually is starting to believe, and that's where this whole Saturn and Sagittarius thing is getting kind of serious because Saturn is starting to go what we call stationary, which means it's stopped at 21 degrees and ain't moving. It's going to be exactly where it goes direct. And guess what this means? This is the issue. Our belief system. Are we really believing that we're in a world that is fucked up and needs fixing? Or do we believe that we live in a kingdom of love that's happy and great and beautiful? It is up to you over this August to make that decision. And guess what? Those people who choose that it is a kingdom of wonderful and love and they look around and they see how it can be awesome. And it's not that they have rose-colored glasses on because that ain't the shit. It's that they're choosing the courage to love. Or instead of choosing the bullshit of, oh no, it needs to be this way and it needs to be fixed this way and it needs to look this way. You're dealing with fucking a mad scientist who is fucking strung out on his own chemicals in his own lab trying to tell you how to fucking change the world when he's not even in the fucking world. I don't know what else to say. That's like the big thing. You know, we're getting ready for these huge eclipses, which, you know, I think the lunar eclipse will be more intense than the solar eclipse because the solar eclipse is the completion. But the lunar is with the south node, okay? It's insane. It's in the south node. This is where we are leaving and where unpredictable things. This is happening while Uranus is going retrograde. Things are about to go unexpected and out of nowhere. But, you know, don't be so nervous about it. I think it's extremely positive. We got a solar eclipse that's going to try in this Uranus. We got a lot of things where it's like, maybe you thought it was going to go worse and it goes even better. I think that this is a month where you can realize that the world can be so amazing and you thought It couldn't, because you let other people, the world, the media, everyone tell you that it couldn't. Every fucking documentary on Netflix got me so sick last night about how everything, so you know, there's granted some of these documentaries has some good points, whether it's about food or whether it's about society and how it's affecting the environment or any of that shit, and I'm agreeing with a lot of it. But this one-size-fits-all bullshit about, like, anybody who does this, they're trying to clump everybody into, it affects everybody the same way. It's like, you and your own life and your own happiness is going to save the day. Not clumping yourself into the category of, well, I'm part of the shit show. I'm part of the ones ruining the world. What do you mean? You're the one fucking sitting at your house trying to be happy all fucking day. Like, are you going to actually believe that you're in a shit world right now? Or are you going to rise above? This is the big test. And I know it seems like so basic, but you know what? Leo and Aquarius is basic because it deals with the foundation of life. It deals with the gods. There is no God of Leo. God is the Messiahs. It's the Jesuses that come through, the Allahs. It's the higher dimensional projection force of the sun. That behind that projection of the sun is an unknown higher dimensional energy of God's love. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which Uranus is the god of the heavens, which is the god of the skies. We are dealing with, what skies do you believe in? Do you believe we're in skies of thunderstorms and rain and tornadoes and darkness? Or do you believe that we are in a beautiful world with a beautiful life and beautiful sunshine and shit? Everything's pretty aligned for beauty. What scares me the most is that people are following other people, where this is a time to lead. Lead in directions that everyone's afraid to go. Live your life in directions that others aren't. Create the world of greatness. Don't wait for it to be fixed. What do you do when your car breaks? You either fix it or buy a fucking new one. And the situation is fixed. It's like complicated when we get to these problems, or it's like you have the power because we are the ones experiencing this reality. I think people forget that. It's like this idea of that this is a fucking night, that this is a light, okay? That this is a computer, that this is a pen, that this is an iPad is from all of human consciousness. I guarantee you my two cats at home don't think that this is an iPad. They probably think that's that big weird, and I don't even know what they probably fucking think it is. But if we set the motion that this place is going to be destroyed, it's hell, it's all those amazing dark things, that we can't fix it, that it needs fixing, guess what? The problem just gets worse. Because that's what we are focusing on and putting our attention on, and we're not loving it. And Aquarius is where we leave love and we start to put it into, oh, we need to fix this shit. Don't worry, and we start disconnecting. Because instead of focusing on power and position of happiness, we focus on separating ourselves and separating into an outside entity. That's why Uranus is ruled by aliens. That's why aliens come through Uranus. And Aquarius it's an outside entity. It's also, of course, humanity, but it's the idea of somebody helping the masses, opposed to the actual human element. It's the actual spiritual consciousness of disconnection from self to an outer entity, whether that is a massive amount of humanity and people, a bunch of aliens, rats, fucking seaweed, whatever. Aquarius is the outside entity that we try to fix or gain our knowledge from. When this is not a time. This is not a time where the the aliens are going to come down and fix us. This is a time where we tell the universe we are ascending high, we are great human beings, and look at what we've accomplished and look what we've done. Sure, we've had our places where we're not the best, where we could be better, but that doesn't mean we lead with we're fucked up and we need to fix it. You know, when you come from that place, you come from a place of losing, you come from a place of disempowerment, and that is what the dark forces want right now. These eclipses are highlighting who is going to just sit in their own subconscious and unknown darkness that is actually mistaken or fooled or veiled over them of thinking that, no, they're doing the right thing by we're fixing this world. When really, you're actually being part of the whole problem. You're being part of the whole problem because you're putting out there that this place is so wrong and so negative and so not fixed. When the way to fix it is to love it. Do you think God fixes everything down here by doing these crazy, crazy things? God just sends down his love and if you've ever felt God's love, you know it's not that difficult. It's usually as simple as like, all I had to do was call them and tell them I love them and I'm sorry. All I had to do was just, you know what, change my view and say, it's all going to be okay. It's going to be better tomorrow. All I had to do was just laugh a little bit with my friends tonight and fucking go out and laugh and everything changed. That's what this is about. You also need to go back all the way to 2015, when literally in 2015, especially in August, we had Jupiter square Saturn in Leo and Scorpio. And a lot of that was Venus retrograde as well. And a lot of that at 28 degrees, that's the spot that this solar eclipse is hitting. And that is the spot that needs to be focused on. How you lost your light and how you slowly got the pilot light reburned on in August of 2015. Now, are you going to add more gas to it and ignite it? Or are you being convinced to turn it off and that you're not worthy of this great light, you're not worthy of your love, and that there's a world that's broken and you should probably turn your light off because the world's so shitty and you're part of the issue? Anyway, so life, you know what I mean? Life, life, life. So you know how I roll. I just want to say, if you want to know more about this whole month, the retrogrades, the Mercury retrograde, my August webinar is now available for download. Get it now at inclusiveastrology.com and go to leokingevents.com because we have finally got it all locked in. We got payment plans available because I want you to come out to my awesome retreat in LA. It's on November 3rd through the 6th at the LAX Hilton in Los Angeles. Rented the motherfucking whole Hilton, yo. This is going to be an awesome event. Buy tickets now. We got payment plans, super cheap options. Rooms are cheap. Or if you're in LA, come for 1 day or 3 days or come to the beach party in Venice. I got a commercial coming out soon. There's so many great things right now in life. Don't fall for the traps. Don't fall for the traps of feeling like you need to fix it to be happy. Be happy right fucking now. See that it's in front of you now. Sure, this lunar eclipse is going to disconnect a lot of things that aren't high vibrational to you. And this Uranus retrograde is going to bring you in situations where you're like, I was not ready for this. But you're going to come through with love. You're going to realize that fixing it is just showing up with love. You don't need to go to the lab. You don't need to call some crazy fucking technician. You have more power to fix this world and more power to fix things than you even realize that you don't give yourself enough credit for. That's what this is about. You have more strength, more courage, more power than you have ever realized, and it is turning on. Now, are you afraid of it? Is the biggest question of the hour. Are you not going to do anything with it? Is what I'm looking to see in the world, including myself, because I'm going to go through it with you guys. Like, I'm no different than you guys. I'm just a fucking interpreter of the shit, but I'm going to have to fucking go show up and do all that shit too. Anyway. It's a gnarly world out there. of positivity or negativity? What side do you attach to? Don't miss my video I just put up on YouTube. It's actually on Facebook too, but it's also on YouTube. All about, well, let me show you guys. So I've been doing these spiritual channel videos, and I told you guys I would show up right before the eclipses to do this, okay? And I showed up. It's already got 10,000 views in less than a day on here. This is my transmission number 2 about the summer 2017. Go on YouTube or go on my Facebook and like it. There's a link on it to where you can actually watch the first version, which got over 50,000 views, 51,000 views actually, already, about my Palladian message of the summer. Watch these 2 messages about how to get back into your heart. They will help you out extremely. Trust me on that one. I am sending you guys all my best. Let's take 3 minutes of questions or any comments. Gnarly. Gnarly. Well, if nobody's got anything to say, then I'm going to roll out. But you know what? I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys later. I mean, that was my little message. I could go way deeper into all this stuff, but you know what? I talk about all this stuff on my app every day. Literally go to the leokingapp.com or just go on, type in the Leo King on Facebook and be part of it. Because to be honest with you, or on your apps, because really, that's where I do it, my stuff every day. See you guys on the app.
The Leo King app is the world's first and leading video and notification astrology horoscope app for iPhone, Android, and computer. Get daily spiritual videos and addictingly accurate notifications alongside weekly sun sign horoscopes, tarot videos, and exciting new age entertainment videos by celebrity astrologer and TV personality David Palmer, the Leo King. Join today. You have nothing to lose with a 7-day free trial and wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.
Wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.